Good evening. Thank you so much for your patience. I apologize for the delay. We were having some technical difficulties on our end. We have a little bit of a change in the program tonight. I will be presenting and moderating. So thank you once again for joining us. I'm pleased that you're here with us. Tonight, we'll provide an overview of the Knowles Teacher Initiative and our Teaching Fellows Program. During the presentation, I encourage you to use the Q&A box on the screen to ask any questions you might have. I will get those questions answered either via the chat or also verbally throughout the presentation. Without further ado, we will get started. The Knowles Teacher Initiative was established by Janet H. and C. Harry Knowles in 1999 to increase the number of high-quality high school math and science teachers and ultimately improve math and science education in the United States. At Knowles, we believe that teachers can and should be the primary agents of educational improvement. This belief is woven throughout all aspects of the Foundation's programming, including our Teaching Fellows Program. Knowles is a national network of mathematics and science teachers who are collaborative, innovative leaders improving education for all students in the U.S. We strive to create an educational system that is led by teachers who are equipped to solve difficult problems and respond to local challenges in order to serve all of our nation's students. Let's begin with an overview of the program. While new teachers are going through a certification or licensure program, they are often surrounded by a cohort of other new teachers and have dedicated mentors that are with them in their classrooms almost all the time. In addition, because they are usually connected to college campuses, they often have access to many resources, including journals, experts, classroom materials, and classrooms. Their first few years as teachers then can be jarring for new teachers. Often they have a sense of isolation as they navigate their new school environment. Mentoring programs in some cases aren't as supportive or comprehensive as they need to be. And schools aren't always able to provide the intellectual resources to professional development or the physical classroom materials that new teachers need to be able to enact the vision of teaching and their classrooms that they want. While they are attempting to learn a challenging new profession, they find themselves under-resourced. The Knowles Teaching Fellowship was designed specifically to address some of the challenges faced by new high school math and science teachers to help them thrive as new teachers and become teacher leaders who are able to support other teachers and improve math and science education for all students. The Knowles Teaching Fellows Program is an intensive and cohesive 5-year program that supports early career, secondary mathematics and science teachers in their efforts to develop teaching expertise and lead from the classroom. Each year, we award approximately 35 fellowships to new math and science teachers who have outstanding content knowledge in math or science, are committed to becoming great teachers, and possess potential to become the kinds of teachers who make a difference in schools. 3 key leadership development threads run through all 5 years of the Knowles Teaching Fellows Program: practitioner inquiry, community building, and equity and inclusion. I'll take a brief pause at this time to see if there are any questions. Again, you can use the question and answer panel to submit any questions you might have. Okay. Next, I will provide a brief overview of fellowship benefits. Knowles Teaching Fellows receive a comprehensive array of benefits that are designed to support new teachers and emerging teacher leaders. These benefits include financial support, mentoring and coaching, and membership into a nationwide community of peers. The Knowles Teacher Initiative supports fellows financially by offering grants to cover expenses associated with purchasing classroom materials and engaging in professional development. Additionally, fellows are eligible to request funds to develop and execute leadership activities that have an impact beyond their own classroom. In addition to the grants, fellows are eligible to receive stipends. We recognize that our fellows are highly accomplished and have often made sacrifices, both in money spent on teacher preparation and opportunity costs incurred by choosing a lower paying profession. These stipends allow them to reduce debts they may have incurred and reduce the financial burden teachers often bear, both of which are factors that contribute to sustainability in the profession. Alternatively, stipends can be used to support fellows financially during the summer months, allowing them to concentrate on reflecting on the past year, preparing for the coming year, and professional development, rather than taking on a part-time job during the summer, as many teachers need to do. In total, fellows are able to access more than $50,000 in financial support over the 5 years of the fellowship. The various grants and stipends are subject to board approval on an annual basis. We value the expertise and knowledge of skillful teachers, which is why we support our fellows with mentors and coaches. In fact, we recruit staff with significant teaching experience to support our fellows. Our experienced teaching fellow staff with over 100 years of teaching experience view themselves first and foremost as teachers. Our staff regularly check in with fellows, support them to plan and reflect on their instruction, talk them through challenging professional dilemmas, and celebrate in their successes, big and small. Staff also help fellows set professional goals and reflect on their progress, and help them connect to others in the Knowles community and broader education community to learn with and from. In addition to staff, each team supports fellows with 2 or 3 veteran teachers, most of them with over 20 years of experience as both teachers and teacher leaders. These team specialists bring on-the-ground experience and credibility. They attend meetings, support fellows in their inquiry, and provide counsel as true master teachers. Knowles Fellows are able to tap into a national network of more than 500 teachers who are committed to improving math and science education. From in-person conversations that take place at meetings to virtual conversations that take place on our online community, fellows know that invaluable support is mere moments away. I will also take a moment at this time to see if there are any additional questions that may have come in. Next, we'll discuss eligibility. We are currently seeking applicants for our 2024 Teaching Fellowship. Prospective applicants must meet the following eligibility requirements. The fellowship seeks to support individuals who intend to make teaching their primary career. In order to be eligible for the fellowship, applicants must have recent knowledge of the content they intend to teach. Specifically, applicants must have earned a related degree between 2014 and September 1st, 2024. Additionally, applicants must have earned a secondary certification somewhere between January 1st, 2019 and September 1st, 2024, with the goal of teaching full-time in a high school science or mathematics classroom no later than the fall of 2024. Last, the fellowship is intended to support teachers who are first, second, or third year teachers during their first year of the fellowship. For the purpose of eligibility, we consider an applicant's first year of teaching to be the first year in which they teach full-time for the full academic year as teacher of record. We recognize that even with these specific criteria, it's certainly possible that you'll have some specific questions about your situation. If you have any questions regarding eligibility, please send your inquiry to apply@knowlesteachers.org, and we'll be sure to reply quickly. Last, I'll briefly highlight how to start the application process. There are 4 rounds to be considered for a 2024 Knowles Teaching Fellowship. Applicants must submit an online application in the application round, submit short answers to 6 questions in the quarterfinalist round, participate in an individual interview in the semifinalist round, and submit 2 reference forms and participate in group interviews in the finalist round. I want to share a little more about the application round since that is the first step. Our online application is quick and easy. In less than 15 minutes, an applicant can upload the required items and submit their application. In the application round, applicants must submit unofficial transcripts from all college coursework, any teaching certification held, a resume, and a short answer response to one question in one of 5 application windows. And I'll speak a little bit more about those next. An applicant may select one of the 4 remaining application windows. Applicants are encouraged to submit their application as soon as possible to gain early access to the 6 short answer questions that will be shared in the quarterfinalist round. Responses to those questions are due by January 16, 2024, regardless of the application window selected. At this time, it looks like we have some additional questions coming in. I will open up the question and answer segment. So give me just one moment. The first question is, are mentor assignments based on locality, or I think it's asking if they be matched nationally. So I am going to see if I can bring up our original presenter to answer some of your questions verbally. Give me just one moment. Jen, are you able to speak now?
Yes, can you hear me okay?
Thank you. So I will repeat the first question that I received.
Great.
Mentors assigned based on locality, or could you be matched anywhere in the nation, I believe is what the question is asking.
Sure. So we have different kinds of mentors. So mentors can be from all over the country that we work with. And we also do have funding where we can support teachers if they prefer to have someone who is local in their context, that we can work with them to secure a mentor for them who is local. We also, fellows have access to our senior fellows as coaches. So there's a variety of ways to have mentorship, and we work with each individual fellow to make sure they have exactly what they need.
Thank you. The next question is, how selective is the first application stage?
Sure. So in the first application stage, we're looking basically to make sure you're meeting our eligibility requirements and that you are have a solid understanding of your content. And we look for your response to the question to see how all of that combined looks at our 3 criteria, which are on our website. So looking at your potential for content knowledge needed for teaching, potentials to develop exemplary teaching practices, and potentials to have the qualities of a teacher leader. And I would say working towards those, if you're meeting those, it's worth the 15, 20 minutes to make the application.
Awesome. I have another question. There are a number of international students who will be starting residency in September. They also look forward to teaching school in New York. Will they be eligible for the award?
So to be eligible for a fellowship, you need to be certified in the United States in the state in which you are intending to teach. And you need to teach within the United States for the duration of the fellowship. But we don't have any other citizenship requirements or anything like that. You just need to be teaching at least half your time at a high school math and science in the United States and certified to do so.
Okay. I have another question. Who do we contact to see if we're eligible?
The best way to do that is to email apply@knowlesteachers.org with your question, and we'll work with you to let you know if you're eligible.
Jen, would you also suggest that they send their resume or transcripts?
Yes, depending on what your question is, definitely you could also send along your resume. And if you're not sure, what your experience is, or if you're not sure with your transcript, you could send that and we can look at that. If it's oftentimes people are just curious about how long they've been teaching or something, you can send whatever information we need. And if we needed another question answered, we would let you know as well.
Okay, I have 2 more questions. Is it possible to hold another teaching-based fellowship if granted the Knowles Teaching Fellowship?
Yes, actually it is. And we have a number of fellows who do have other fellowships as well. We do have some requirements in terms of traveling to meetings and such for our fellowship. Fellows have input on those dates. We've always been able to work with different fellowships to make sure that we do our best to coordinate when possible. But there are no restrictions from us in terms of that.
Okay. The next one is, are international grad students currently going through the teaching program eligible to apply? I mean, like year one international grad students. I'm not sure Jen, do you understand that question? Or maybe if the person who submitted it could add a little bit more clarification?
Yeah, maybe some more clarification if what I'm about to say doesn't answer that. So again, to be eligible for the fellowship, next fall, you would need to be certified in the United States and teaching in the United States. Was either next fall, so a year from now, would need to be at a minimum your first, second, or third year teaching, at maximum third year teaching for next year. So with the intention of teaching in the United States.
Okay. And I have another one, or two questions actually that came in. Are there a certain number of applicants selected as semifinalists?
No, we don't have a certain number, and we try to make sure that we have the right number to help us with make some decisions and such. But where our number really comes in is we have about 35 fellowships that we award each year. In general, we've had somewhere around let's see, semifinalists. No, that would be finalists. So no, I would say we try to put that up against what we can handle, but for the most part, if we have a number of qualified folks, we'll figure that out.
Okay, and I have one more. If the 6 short answer questions are submitted early, can you be selected as a semifinalist before the applications are due?
Unfortunately, no, not in this one. All the quarterfinalist applications will all be reviewed at the beginning of January, or the middle of January when they're due, and then they'll be reviewed. And in early February, folks would know if they are advancing to the semifinalist round or not. But again, the advantage of doing the application round right now is that if the next window closes September 15th, within a week or so after that, you would know if you are advancing to be a quarterfinalist. So you would have a lot more time to answer those 6 essay prompts, which are due January 16th. But the last window ends January 8th, and so you'd have just a little bit of time to get that in. So taking the 15-20 minutes to get your application in one of the earlier windows is to your advantage. But everyone who advances to the quarterfinalist round would learn at the same time, or to the semifinalist round, sorry.
Okay, I'll leave a little bit more time to see if more questions have come in. Am I eligible if I'm going through a transition to teaching program? I'm on a restricted license currently and won't be fully certified for a couple of years.
What I would say, this is a good example to email the apply@knowlesteachers.org with your specific course or program that you're going through, because some of those certifications by state vary. And so what we are looking for is, does the state certify you to be the teacher of record in that classroom? Even if it's not your permanent certification, there are initial certifications, pre-cert. So each state might have a different lingo around that. So I would just want to look specifically at what it is you're going through. So that would be a great thing to email apply with the information of what program you're in and what state you're in, and we could look at that.
Wonderful. Another question. I am certified in math and science and teach both. How do I determine which one I want to be assessed in? The application states assess your potential.
Yeah, that's a great question. So when we're looking, it doesn't necessarily matter which of those that you're teaching more of. We're looking, which one do you think you have the strongest content understanding in? So considering what are the degrees that you have, if you are teaching math and chemistry, if you apply under a math fellowship, that means we're going to look at your math grades, we're going to look at your math courses, your math experiences, and the questions that you would get eventually if you continued on would be math focused, versus if you feel like your degree is more chemistry based and your experiences lean more chemistry, and you think you have a stronger understanding of chemistry, then you would want to apply under chemistry, because then the questions and activities that you would be in would be based in chemistry. So it's completely your choice, but I would really think about which one shows your stronger content knowledge.
Thank you. I have another one. I believe there's a commitment to an event in Philadelphia in January. Can we be reimbursed / subsidized for the expenses?
So there's actually no in-person commitment for applications. The commitments are all on Zoom for individual interviews and group interviews. The first in-person commitment would be if you are awarded a fellowship, and you would be in Philadelphia in July. And all travel expenses for all the fellows meetings are covered by Knowles. So we pay for your airfare, your hotel, we reimburse for costs along the way, such as, you know, you're at the airport and you need to get dinner, you're parking your car. Unfortunately, you'd have to pay those up front because there's no way for us to front those charges, but we reimburse you very quickly with that. And so once fellowships are awarded, there's really no cost to fellows to attend any of our meetings that we require travel to.
Thank you, Jen. I'll leave a moment so people can add any additional questions they might have. Does having another current Knowles Fellow in your department affect the probability of being selected?
No, just so you might have a sense of what the fellowship involves, but it doesn't give you any advantage or disadvantage through the process.
I'll leave just one more minute to see if any final questions come in.
Hello, my name is Suzanne Garcia. I'm in the 2017 cohort. Why should you, early career teacher, apply to the Knowles Fellowship? This fellowship provides tremendous support during some of the most challenging professional years of your life. And also, you get to grow together with a group of people who are dedicated to teaching, who are invigorated by teaching, and you just really form tremendous connections within your cohort community and within the greater Knowles community. Another, really nice perk is access to resources. If you need materials for your class, if you want to plan special experiences as part of your professional development, Knowles will support you in that. And they really do treat teachers as professionals, which is a rare and honorable gift with this fellowship. And it's just really enriched my teaching and through that, the experiences of my students. And I'm very thankful for that. So give yourself the opportunity, apply. It's totally worth it.
And actually, before we wrap up, I think we may have gotten just a few more final questions. Is there an age limit?
Can you still hear me okay?
I can, yes, thanks, Jen.
Yep. There is not. We are looking for folks who are wanting to make teaching their career. But other than that, we're looking for recent content experience in some way or another. But there is no age limit. We have folks in a variety of age ranges throughout the fellowship.
And our final question is asking about the application round requirements.
Say that one more time. Oh, the round requirements?
For the application phase, what are the requirements?
Yeah, so for right now, for application to apply, you just need to submit your unofficial transcripts from all your any college or community college that you've taken courses from, and your resume, and any teaching certifications that you already have, or if you're in the process of getting them, there's a spot where you can fill in when you expect those, and answer a short answer question that's on the application, and that's it. So really, that's why we say it'd take about 15, 20 minutes to get that together. And then you hit submit and you've applied.
And I have one more that just came in. Do you have to explicitly state that you plan to teach as a lifelong career, or is it assumed that is the case for each applicant?
We assume that if you're applying, that you are looking to teach in that way. But if for some reason it's clear that hey, I really am only looking to teach for a year or two, then this wouldn't be the fellowship that you would want to apply to. But there's no specific place to state that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate you joining on to answer these questions.
Yeah, thanks, Ebony.
To learn more about the fellowship, please visit the Knowles website. Scan the QR code on the screen to start your application today. If you have questions that were not addressed in the presentation, please contact us via email at apply@knowlesteachers.org for assistance. Thank you for your time and attention, and have a great evening.